Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Elite Sports Shooting. My name is Jeff. Today I have the Mossberg 500 Flex and the Stevens 320. But before we get going, if you haven't yet clicked that subscribe button, go ahead and do so. We do have a lot more video content to put up, and we have a lot more ideas of videos that we do want to create. So if you click that subscribe button, then you can follow along and watch all the videos. And at the end of the video, if you like the content of the video, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. As well as, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I try to get back to everybody that I possibly can. As well as any products that I use in the video, I will add them to the into the description. So as always, I do like the Gugalooza gun sock. I have them on every shotgun. I transport them back and forth to the range in a Gugalooza gun sock. I do have some nicer shotguns. They go in a hard carrying case, but before they go into my gun safe, I put a Gugalooza gun sock on them. Now, I did have to buy something a little different a little while ago. It was a Jeilisi, a Jeilisi, and when I got those, I'll include that in the description and a link as well. I get most of my stuff from Amazon. Amazon is just a quick, easy click, and it's coming to my door. It's usually one of the best prices out there. Now these Gugalooza gun socks, they go for, I'd say, just over $8 a piece, but they did sell out a little while ago. That's why I bought the Jeilisi. And then when I got the Jeilisi, I realized that, hey, this fits over my my rifles, including the scope. I do not have any box magazine combat style rifles, so I don't know if the Jeilisis will actually go over it, but my standard 7mm rifle with the scope, it fits over there perfectly. So anyways, back to the we're going to call it a comparison test. I want to compare the Mossberg 500 Flex against the Stevens 320. Now, they are both 12 gauge shotguns. They are both pump action shotguns. They're both chambered with a 3-inch chamber, so they're pretty equivalent. The only difference is the Mossberg has a 24-inch and the Stevens has a 28-inch. Now the 24-inch be good for 3-gun. You could probably do slugs out of it, you know, pretty easy. The Mossberg, when I bought it, came with 1 choke tube. That's it, nothing else. The Stevens came with 3 choke tubes. Really impressed with it. I didn't know what I was going to expect, what to expect when I got it, because it was a, when I say entry level, it's an entry level. It's not cheap. I will definitely say this is not a cheap shotgun. It cycles very, very well for a $300 gun. Now, I got that on sale. That was the sale price. I will include that in the link below. I believe Cabela still sells these, and you can get them in a black version or the camo version, and the black version's a little bit cheaper, but I just like the black with the mossy oak shadow grass. So we're just going to give the, I can't remember what the pound was, poundage, how many pounds the trigger was, but there was a little bit of free travel. Nice and crisp. I'd probably put that in that 6-pound mark. Now, I know the Mossberg 500 Flex, because I put close to 10,000 rounds through this. I've only put about 300 rounds through the Stevens. So I do like I was born and raised on this. This was my first shotgun. And I do like that tang mount safety. It's just a preference. And I know this was one of the lightest triggers that of all my shotguns. This was in that 3.5, 4 pound mark. Now, this shotgun has the 2 beads, so it's got the dual bead, mid bead, and then the single mid bead, both fiber optic. I do really like that. Just for target acquisition, like I said, this was my first shotgun, and this is what I got used to. So then I picked up the Stevens 320 pump action, and I was very impressed with this. For what I paid for it, it was actually pretty impressive. So what we're going to do, I've got the Wheelie Bird Champion 2.0 over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some rounds down range, and we're going to hit some clay pigeons. We're using the Winchester Super Magnums, 12 gauge, 2 3/4. They have a muzzle velocity of 1145 feet per second, 1 1/8 ounce. These are okay. I prefer my Challenger rounds. They have a muzzle velocity of 1200 feet per second. So first, I'm just going to pick up the Mossberg 500 Flex, and we're going to put a couple shells in it, and we're going to put some rounds down range. Put a couple more rounds. Now this recoil is actually pretty good. It's got that thick gel butt pad. It is a pump when you lock it, when you close the chamber, that rotating bolt locks into the barrel. So any recoil is going to go transfer throughout the whole gun. So I'm going to shoot a couple more rounds, and then you can see the recoil. Now I'm 220 pounds, 6'1", so my frame is a little bit bigger. It's like I'd say I'm average, maybe a little bit above average in height and weight. So when you see me shoot it, watch my shoulder, and then you can see how much recoil actually affects my shoulder. So that's not bad with the with those light target rounds. It isn't too bad. So we're going to shoot a couple of the Super Magnums, and these are the 3-inch, 1 1/8 ounce, 1550 feet per second, so significantly higher. So really watch my shoulder. So she kicks pretty good. It's got a pretty good kick to it. It's not terrible, but you did see that it did push back my shoulder a significant amount. Now, is it terrible for me? No, I can handle that. So we're back to the Winchester target rounds. Now, neither one of these had anything milled out right on the sides, so it does feel kind of sharp, But this does have a nice glide path where this has nothing. It's just empty. I found it kind of odd that that there was this feeding ramp there, but it's just something I got to get used to. Okay, so this has the front cross bolt safety. This took a little bit of getting used to. So what we're going to do is put a couple rounds down range and shoot some clay pigeons. Let's put a couple more down. So, as far as shotguns go, they're both pretty equal. They're both 12 gauge, they're both pump action, they're both 3-inch. There is a toolless function on the Mossberg. So you can swap this out and put more of a tactical or a pistol grip. But if you're putting a pistol grip for turkey hunting, having the tang mount safety is in the wrong position because your hand would be down here. Now, you could use it just with the conventional stock to turkey hunt, which would still give you the benefit of the tang mount safety. It does cycle really well. The Stevens 320 cycles still very well. I like the look of it. I like the look of that mossy oak shadow grass and the foregrip. One thing that I really do like and I prefer, when you look down the magazine tube, it's just black in there. The color, as far as the color, it's just black in here. So that's how you would know that you have a round in there, is that it is silver. But if you want to get a shell out, you just hit that shell release or cycle it through. And on the on the Stevens, it's orange. That magazine plunger. So when you have a round in there and you can't see orange, that means you got a round in there. And you just back it off the same way with the shell release. But I've always noticed that it's a little bit more difficult to get it up that feeding ramp. So I usually just cycle it through. Or shoot it. So, as far as the comparison between the two, one of them has a 24-inch barrel, one of them has a 28. So if I'm hunting, I'd probably go with the Stevens 320. The Stevens 320 does shoot really well. It's got that single fiber optic 4-bead, but whereas the Mossberg 500 actually has the 2, and it's got the dual fiber, one on each side, and then a single fiber at the end for target acquisition, and I really like that feature. But if I can only pick one, and this is a face-off between two shotguns, I'm probably going to go with the Stevens 320. So that's it for me. If you like the content of this video, click that like button. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet clicked that subscribe button, go ahead and do so. as well as we do have a lot more content. We got a lot more face-off videos that we're gonna do, and that's it for me. So thank you everybody for watching my video, and always remember to keep both eyes on your target. Thank you everyone.